Welcome back, beauties. Today we have another trying new makeup video. And today we have products that are new to me that I've never tried and some brand new products. I'm so excited to try out this new Merit tinted sunscreen today, and then the YSL ultra blurring loose powder, and then I also have the Makeup by Mario bronzers, in addition to a whole bunch of other new products. If trying new makeup is your thing, keep on watching. Jumping right in, I want to go ahead and swatch 3 shades of the Merit, the uniform. This is the Tinted Mineral Sunscreen SPF 45. I have the shades 10, 12, and 14. And this range goes from darkest to lightest. So the smaller the number, the darker the shade. So we're going to start out with the lightest shade, which is shade number 14. I'm going to swatch them here on my face so that we can get an idea of what shade that I should use. So here are the 3 shades that I have. Again, this is the shade 14, 12, and 10. I really don't feel like an exact shade match is very important when it comes to a tinted sunscreen, because I'm going to be applying a foundation over this. This is a tinted sunscreen. You can wear it alone if it's just a no makeup day, but you can also definitely wear it up under your foundation, which is what I'm going to be doing today. And so I'm just going to blend this in because it's not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and use the shade number 12. So when you apply sunscreen, you want to make sure that you're applying enough sunscreen. And that is 2 fingers of sunscreen, like so. So I know that wasn't a pretty application. So now I'm just going to blend it in. I am really liking that. What is it? Shade number 12. The shade name is Calico. If I were wearing this on like a minimal makeup day, I would apply it just like I'm applying it right now and just go on top with a powder, a pressed powder, just a small amount of pressed powder. So you get a very light amount of coverage. I think it looks pretty, for like an everyday, like I said, an everyday makeup situation, and you just put like maybe like the Sephora Micro Smooth or something over top and some lip gloss and call it a day. Like that will be pretty. But on today, we are applying foundation. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation in the shade 5.5W. Never mind this little scratch that I have on my face. My little Anthony decided that he wanted to play in my face, and those, you know how sharp those baby nails are. Okay, so this is a new product, new to me. This is the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Ganache. I did voice my opinion when I originally hauled this, that I was a bit upset by the limited shade range. So the texture on this product is beautiful, and really don't have anything negative to say, but more shades, please. And it's very nice and creamy and emollient, and you have plenty of time to blend her out. Another product that is a new to me product is the Natasha Denona. This is the Hy-Glam concealer, and I'm going to try out the shade YP11, and she is a bit on the yellow side. And I've heard that less is more with this one. So I probably still just over applied it. So we'll let that sit on the skin for a bit. And after I blend it out, because I do want some added brightness because I didn't pick up a bright enough shade, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer in the shade 33 Neutral, just a dot once I blend everything out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take my BK Beauty concealer brush. This is the Kitten Paw Hot and Flashy Collaboration Concealer Brush. Okay, that blended out beautifully. This brush is perfect as far as really getting up in there, up under the eyes. Love that. Not to mention, this concealer is mwah. Okay, so because she is a little yellow, I am going to go ahead and set my concealer with an OG. This is the Laura Mercier. This is the translucent. I also sometimes use the honey shade, but we're already yellow. So this is just a Real Techniques setting brush. More newness. We are trying out the new Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer. And these are actually not brand new. These are a reformulation, I believe, reformulated without the talc. This is the old formulation in the shade dark. This is the new formulation in the shade dark. You can see that this is darker than the previous generation. And I am happy to see it. So we're going to go ahead and apply the bronzer. And I'm going to be using a Sonia G Master Face Brush. Okay, what are we thinking? I will mention that I believe that the texture on the original formula was a lot more creamy. They are both still quite pigmented. The dark in the previous generation, it was more golden and a little bit lighter, which I do like a nice golden bronzer. This one, it's pulling a little bit more red, which I mean, that's okay too. What are we thinking? This side bronzed up, this side is not. It's not a super powdery formula. Definitely a lot more drier than it used to be. And obviously, I believe that is because they removed the talc. It looks a little splotchy right here, but they fixed it. Okay, that's that on that. I think it's pretty. I think that I preferred the formula on the old one with the talc in it because it was just more creamy, more buttery, and the dark shade was a little bit more golden instead of red. Honestly, I don't think it's anything to write home about, but it's not bad. I want to go ahead and pick up a little bit more of my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I picked up these Spectrum sponges from Ulta. Okay, so blushes. We have many options on today. I want to go ahead and try this shade again. I did a review on these blushes. In my review, I could not get this guy to pick up in my swatches. I couldn't get it to pick up very well. So what I'm going to do is see how it applies on the face, if it will even apply. Okay, so the blush applied better on the face than it did on my arm swatches. And you know that I prepared my arm swatches with foundation and loose powder, so it wasn't just a bare swatch. So not quite sure why it's picking up better using the same brush here as I did in my swatches. It's picking up a bit better, so I guess I won't send it back because, honey, she was going back. I did purchase these from the Kosas website. However, I still don't necessarily recommend this shade because I don't believe that you should have to work hard and make your products work. With our hard-earned money, products should just work for us. Moving on. Okay, so for my makeup application for today, I want to go ahead and use the Dior, and I'm going to use two different shades. I'm going to use the shades Cherry and Candy. I really like this Candy shade because it has some pearlescence to it. It's just very, very pretty. So we know that per my swatches that she has pigment. And it kind of seems, I mean, regardless of what kind of brush you use, you could use a synthetic, which you're still going to get a little bit less pigment. Natural hair, goat hair brushes, I was able to pick up a bit more pigment. So here we go. It's pretty. All right. Then I'm going to go on top with the Candy shade. Today, to set my face, I'm going to be using the YSL All Hours Loose Powder. This is the shade number 2. It came in 3 shades, translucent, a yellow powder, and then a deep shade, which I do have the yellow and the deep. I've actually been having this powder for quite some time, but I've been waiting for the stores to restock. I'm not quite sure what's going on or if this product is even going to go in stores, but I've been unable to find it in stores. However, it is back in stock online in all 3 shades. So this powder says set, refine, and blur. The YSL multi-use powder provides a flawless, natural, soft matte blurred result. This is a translucent to sheer coverage. It feels weightless, blends seamlessly into the skin. And I've used this a couple of times. First time on camera, and she blurs, honey. She blurs. This one, I would recommend all skin types can use. However, this one, the Givenchy that I have tried out recently, I feel like that one is more appropriate for oily girls, oily combination skin, oily in your T-zone. This powder is this is so pretty. YSL killed it on this powder. This powder is perfection. And again, I recommend it for all skin types because it is matte, but it's not drying. The formula, dare I say, reminds me of my beloved Dior Cushion Loose Powder that they don't sell at Sephora anymore. However, you can get it over at the Dior website. Since I have several shades of the Makeup by Mario bronzers, I'm going to use these to do my eyeshadow. I'm going to use the shade Medium Dark. I'm using old MAC 217. This is old, way before they changed their brushes to synthetic. This is a goat hair. Let me get a little bit of that cherry. This is a Sonia G Blender Pro. Then I'm going to take the dark shade, Deep Dark, to smudge my eyeliner out, but we'll see. If I wasn't filming a video, I would stop here. I would apply my eyeliner and mascara and call it a day. But because I'm filming a video and I'm trying to try out all of the things that I have purchased, I want to go ahead and use this Patrick Ta I'm With Her palette. I bought this back at the Sephora savings event. And I'm not going to use the dark pink shade because I kind of feel like maybe it'll clash with my blush. I'm going to pick up this guy. And all I'm going to do is just pat. I just want to pat the lighter shade on the first quarter of my lid just to add some additional reflect, just to kind of see how the product looks on the eyes. I think that they are very pretty. Like I mentioned in my other video, my last trying new makeup video, these aren't a necessary purchase if you have lots of eyeshadow palettes, especially from Natasha Denona, that have those shimmery reflect shades, or your Pat McGrath shimmery reflect, because these two eyeshadows are $44. However, they are very convenient for like travel and such. Again, my stance is still in the club, that taupey brown shade. That's the one that you need for your everyday glam looks to me out of the entire collection for brown skin. Now, Charlotte Tilbury came out with some new eyeliners. One, two, three, four, five. There's 6 new eyeliners that Charlotte Tilbury came out with. I have all of them, but today we're going to be wearing this is the smoky bronze shade. Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I think that some liquid got on my sponge and it messed up my makeup right here, a little bit. So I got a clean sponge and moving right along. Okay, these eyeliners are very, very, very soft, um, but they blend out really nice and beautiful. But once they set, they're not moving. I do think the shade is very pretty. Okay, so Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara. This is a tubing mascara. This is Too Faced first tubing mascara, and I'm going to be trying it out here today. Need to curl my lashes, and then we'll go in with 2 coats of mascara. So I have used this one off camera a couple of times, and it does a great job at separating the lashes and lengthening the lashes. Not so much volumizing the lashes, which for me is okay for a more everyday type of look because I am again trying to grow out my lashes. So more on an everyday basis, I will be wearing mascara, not falsies. So this mascara is perfect for an everyday type of situation. Okay, what are we thinking? This eye has mascara, this one doesn't. I'm gonna go ahead and buff my face with my Candle Glow powder by Laura Mercier. And this is a Sonia G Face Pro. Now today for my lips, I am trying some new things. This is the new Juvia's Place Longwear Lip Liner in So Rare. And I love this one because it's that really nice mid-tone brown. It's not too rich. However, it's just rich enough. You'll see. And then I have the Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow. These are the Gloss Bomb Sticks. And I have the regular one, and then I have the one with the shimmer in it. And I think I'm going to use the shimmering shade. And that's the shade. It's very pretty, and they are very creamy, and they don't move once they set. Again, this is a Fenty Glow, and this one is the Hot Shimmer. You know what? The top is Hot Shimmer. The bottom is the regular. I want you guys to see the difference. I will also give you some swatches as well. This is the finished look, and I really love how my makeup came out today. You guys already know that I'm loving the Givenchy foundation, but we're not going to talk about things. We're going to only focus on the new. The Merit Tinted Sunscreen, I absolutely love. The texture is amazing. I love the shade range, and highly recommend. This is an A+ product. I'm going to give the Westman Atelier product a B. There's so many products on the market that compete with this one. And then also the shade range is limited. It is a beautiful formula, but I don't necessarily think this is like, oh my God, run out and get it now. We have many options in this category. And I really love the Danessa Marix Contour Cream over this one. Makeup by Mario bronzers. I want to give these a B because of the simple fact that the formulation isn't anything spectacular. I really do appreciate the extended shade range, so that is definitely a plus. If you are a Makeup by Mario stan and they have the shade, sure, go ahead and buy it. Again, it's nothing, the formula is nothing to write home about. Therefore, I'm going to give it a B. All right, so the blushes. When it comes to blushes, we have so many options to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right off the bat that I'm going to give the Dior blushes a B. And I'm going to also give the Kosas blushes a B. I will say that the packaging on these Dior blushes are absolutely perfection. I just love it. It's beautiful. Now, I look for shades that are unique within a range. So, the cherry shade, the rosewood shade, the berry shade from Dior really isn't anything new. Many brands are coming out with those exact same shades. However, for me in my collection, I really like this candy shade. I'd like it especially for being a topper blush. And like when if you use a cream blush and it's a matte formula, and you want to go on top of it with this, add a little pearlescence, this color is perfect for that. So out of the ones that I have that I feel like show up on brown skin, this one would be the one that I would pick. It's beautiful. And as for the Kosas blushes, um, I'm very, very disappointed in Heartbeat. I just knew I was going to be blown away, and that just wasn't the case. Out of the extended shade range, I really like Chills. This color is more unique. It's more of a berry fuchsia shade, and I really, really love this shade. Highly, highly recommend. Now, when it comes to eyeshadow, we have a lot of good eyeshadow out there. I don't think that these are a necessary purchase. I think the shade, when you start having a large makeup collection, you start looking for unique shades, something unique. And I have stuff that looks like this kind of pink shade. I have plenty from Pat McGrath in that range. So that particular palette is not necessary. I'm gonna give it a B. Also, the Natasha Denona concealer. I was really hoping that I could come and just be overly thrilled about this product. When it comes to the texture of the product, the shade range of the product, just how the product applies, all of those things are amazing. However, this is the second time that I've used this concealer. The first time off camera, just to kind of get an idea. I creased, and I am also creasing again. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I'm not sure if this is a good concealer for individuals that have lines up under the eyes. I have lines under my eyes. So I'm going to give her a B. I'm going to continue to go ahead and work with this one. I think this would be an amazing color corrector, or like a concealer that you apply to the middle of the face, but right up under the eyes. If you have lines, fine lines, ugh, you want to be careful with this one. The YSL loose powder. All Hours Hyper Blurred Loose Powder is absolute perfection. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. A plus plus plus. You need this powder. Love. Now, I don't know. Does it say that it will control oil? This does not have oil controlling claims. This is going to give you that beautiful, soft, matte appearance. You're going to want to wear a foundation that's oil controlling, or your skin prep with oil controlling products. This is for all skin types. The Givenchy powder, that is your oily skin pressed powder. That is your oil controlling powder. That's not what this is. This is a perfecting powder. Love them both. Both highly recommend. I will continue to use this one, and it's beautiful. The Kohl eyeshadow pots, amazing. Absolutely love. The colors are beautiful. I highly recommend for brown skin, Bronze Brocade, and there are several shades. I also like Satara Sparkles. That's like a pinky mauve shade. Love. And I also really love the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliners. The Kohl is an A plus, A product, and Charlotte Tilbury's eyeliners are A product. Hands down, today, the absolute best products that I have tried out, ones that I'm going to continue and continue and continue seeing myself reach for. Oh, the mascara. Love the mascara. It's lengthening, it's separating, and it does work on my teeny tiny eyelashes. The Juvia's Place lip liner, absolutely must have. These are amazing. they don't move. So this is what you want on your lips during, if you're out, you want your lips to last all day. You want to line and fill in your lips with this type of lip liner. And last but not least are the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. The texture on these are very different than a lip gloss. You get more of a cream with shimmer. So I prefer the cream with the shimmer over the flat formula. I really do like these. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that you guys like this type of content. If you do, you're going to want to go ahead and check out my other videos. And until the next time, I'll see you later.